More information from previous video regarding smarinos and Londoner Islands, which are a site of substantial treasure buried by the pirate Blackbeard. What happened to the fabulous Blackbeard's treasure? There are a couple of incidents that prove that Blackbeard indeed buried treasure at the Isles of Shoals in 1820. Captain Samuel Haley of Smartnose Island uncovered 5 bars of silver on the shore, and after selling those for $3,000, he built a breakwater across the Malaga Island. The second incident took place during the Second World War when several of the government officials went ashore on Londoner Island, uh, and they have made some very interesting discoveries. They have found definite indications that there was substantial amount of silver still buried on that landing site of the beach facing Star Island Hotel. The exact location is about halfway across the half moon stretch of the beach. We've been told that Blackbeard and his loot that he buried the silver bars on that island, and his crew also buried some silver bars in considerable quantity of and in addition to that, he buried large quantities and his crew of pieces of silver on Smarinos Island. Captain Haley found silver bars on Smarty's Island, but he never found the pieces of eight. So the remainder of the treasure, according to them, is just below the waterline on the beach east of the breakwater at Smarinos. We were told that the silver bars were probably worth thousands of dollars, but are so far down in the sand that it would be a very costly experiment to locate them and to bring them to the surface, according to the government officials. And according to the previous owner, who was actually conveying that information as well, he said that he's been within few feet of the silver bars or the silver location, saying both my father and I agreed that there is no doubt that the treasure is still buried down in the sand between the high and low water marks. And yes, we will share 50-50 with any ambitious person who cares to search for it after they have the permission in writing to land on the island. The sand unfortunately shifts so rapidly out here that after every storm, you think you might know where to look one week, but the next week everything would be changed. But the silver doesn't move much as it is too heavy, and it's there waiting for someone with resources and the feeling for adventure to go after, he said. The government gave up searching, saying that it would take several $1,000s for treasures and pumps, and that it was in writing, signed by Prudence Randall. Did Blackbeard himself leave any clues as to where his treasure was buried? It is said that on the eve of his last battle uh, that he lost, one of the teacher's henchmen questioned him about it, and the pirate's reply was typical to him. He said, "Nobody but the devil and myself know where my treasure is, and the longer liver of the two shall have it all." After Blackbeard's head was brought into the town of Bath after his death, it was obtained by one of the influential men in the town who had its skull lined with silver inside and out, after which the bolder members of the family would challenge each other to drink toasts from it. Later, it became the property of one of the members of the college fraternity who had it resilvered, and initiations were instituted whereby any person who wished to qualify for the fraternity would have to drink a pint of wine from Blackbird's skull. When the fraternity dissolved about the time of the American Revolution, this one of a kind drinking cup was reclaimed by its owner, who then bought a tavern on the Potomac River. At his death, his son continued the tavern and exhibited the silver skull from time to time. John Bernard, a writer about his travels, wrote in 1886 in his Retrospections of America, in which he quoted, "We spend our time in fishing excursions to the Potomac, frequently dining at the tavern on its banks. Here, a drinking vessel supposed to give a particular zest to a strong punch. It's tipped with silver, said to be relic of the celebrated pirate Blackbeard." Late in the year of 1950, allegedly, the treasure was located on the island from the airplane by a photographer who had equipped his camera with a special new type of film which was so sensitive that it would react to the presence of gold and silver buried on the Isles of Shoals. When the photographer developed the film, there was evidence, again, that treasure was still on the island. Need I say more? Northeasterns can be especially brutal on the Isles of Shoals, but it significantly increases your chances as a treasure hunter. A fisherman was able to dig to the surface about 100 pounds of gold bullion in 1867, and that was in addition to number of silver and gold coins that he found on White Island. If you enjoyed this program, please like it, subscribe it, and share it. King Edward. King Edward actually is a British merchantman, which was wrecked at a place called Miss Underhill's Chair on Star Island in 1685, with a large amount of silver and gold plate on board. And the coins from the ship are still found today. Now, the Isles of Shoals obviously can be very treacherous. Its location is not far from Portsmouth, about 10 miles southeast, and they contain many more mysteries that were ever recorded. So it's worth to take the trip there and do some treasure hunting, metal detecting, and so forth. Just a trip out there is incredibly rewarding. But here's another story that involves a Spanish galleon, Segundo. The reason why this is worth noting, because this Spanish galleon was lost somewhere in the Isles of Shoals in 1813. And on its board was incredibly large treasure. And that treasure was buried somewhere on one of the islands, one of the isles, somewhere in the Isles of Shoals by its crew. They did it to keep it away from American authorities. A significant amount of Spanish as well as English silver coins were found on the Seabrook beach. Seabrook, Seabrook beach. They were dated around mid-1700s. The precise location of the beach is, if you go south from Portsmouth, Rockingham County, about 15 miles, which is County 286. You will locate the beach. After the revolution started, Governor John Wentworth in 1777 buried a large box containing gold and silver coins. In addition, he buried 6 chests full of gold plate and silver somewhere between Smithtown and Portsmouth in a wooded area in Rockingham County. John Cromwell. John Cromwell was an Indian trader around 1650. He buried a large amount of treasure right on his trading post, which is located near Merrimack on the west side of Merrimack River, which is 2 miles up from the mouth of Pennachuck, which you can find on a map, I believe, as Cromwell Falls in Hillsborough County, State 3. So this is 2 miles up from the mouth of Pennachuck River. If you enjoyed this program, please like it, subscribe it, and share it.